Okay, I'm only going to do one of the terms. The other term, I'll write it down for you, but I'm going to erase it. The other term that we're asking you to do was the root of 3x plus 2 over x squared plus root 3 x plus 1. Whoops. Let me get my eraser. It doesn't look right. All right, I'm only doing one of them. And the reason for that is that, as you know, this problem is really kind of a long problem. And if you can do one, you could probably do the other. So let me erase this over here, and I'll walk you through the steps. Now, I want to point out what I'm doing over here. What I'm doing over here is I'm trying to get something I'm familiar with, which would be a u substitution. So if I were going to use u substitution, I would be hopeful to get a u to be equal to x squared minus root 3x plus 1, which means du would be 2x minus root 3. Well, I got problems immediately. What I notice is the coefficient on the x term is root 3, all right? And what do I want it to be? Whoops, I forgot to write the dx down. I want it to be 2. So what I'm going to do is multiply the top and bottom by 2 root 3. Let me go through that. Let me erase this over here. And multiply the top and bottom by that. So what do you get over here? Well, if I multiply the top out, relatively simple, by the way, you're going to get 2x, which is really what I wanted, by the way. And then what do you get over there? Well, let's see. You would get minus 4 over root 3. Now, the bottom, I'm really not going to multiply it out. I'll just write it down, though. It's x squared minus root 3, x plus 1. And now I'm really kind of dividing by this thing over here, which is like multiplying by root 3 over 2. That's where this line is coming from here. All right, I got this, and I got this over here. Then someone says, what do you want to do? Let me go back to it again. All right, what do I want? I want that top to look like this, 2x minus root 3. All right, so what I do is I just kind of write it down. And let me write this over again. So it's root 3 over 2. There's got 2x. I want it to be minus root 3, but if I can't write that down without changing the problem, so I just put plus root 3. And then minus 4 over root 3. What goes at the bottom? X squared minus root 3, x plus 1. So what do I get? You know, I get something. I had two terms now. And I want to put the two terms I'm going to get, the term I want, and something that maybe I really don't want. But I'm going to get a term here, this here, divide by this. Let me show you that's written down. By the way, we have the coefficient still of this on the two terms, by the way. We'll talk about that later. I get this divided by this, and then I get this, which is root 3 minus 4 divided by root 3 over the denominator. All right? And then what I do, I kind of look at it, and I definitely got the first term I want. I want that. All right, let me erase this business over here. Tell you what I want. I definitely got what I wanted. I got this guy over here. I wanted that because it's really easy to integrate that. All right? If I look at the next guy, though, what I'm noticing over here is, you know, root 3 times root 3 is 3. Then aside. And then, you know, the root 3 times minus 4 root 3 is minus 4. And what does that give me? That gives me, no, I think I made a mistake somewhere. Let me take if I did that right. Root 3 times root 3 is 3. And root 3 times minus 4 root 3 is minus 1. Yeah, I made a mistake in my k. And I just noticed it. And I'll have to correct that. All right? Let me just be careful about that again before I say that. Root 3 times root 3 is 3. And root 3 times minus 4 over root 3 is going to be minus 4. So it's minus 1. All right? So I have to correct something, and I'll do that later. But right now, this is definitely minus 1. All right? So I'm going to change this later on to a minus sign. All right? We'll do it later. I'm going to change this to a minus sign. I'm going to change this to a minus sign. All right? Let me just black this out, black it out, black it out. You're not going to see this in your key, though. All right? So what I'm going to do now is just, look at it, and I think I got something going on here. And what I want to do is, the first guy's easy. It's the second guy that's tough. All right, let me erase this over here. And what I want to do is, I want to look at this bottom here, and I want to complete the squares I've done before. All right, so let me do that. And that's x squared plus root 3 x. Half of root 3 is root 3 over 2. When you square it, you get 3/4. But I do want 1, so it'd be 1/4. Well, what do I get over here? X plus root 3 over 2 squared plus 1/4. I like to factor out the quarter. If you do that, you get 1/4. And then you would get 4 times x plus root 3 over 2 squared plus 1. And what I'm going to do now is integrate the 4 inside the square. And so 4 is actually just 2 squared. So you get 1/4. And that would be 2x plus root 3 squared plus 1. And that's what would be on bottom. And certainly if I'm dividing by a quarter, it's like multiplying by 4. So actually what you're going to get is 4 over 2, 1, and then you get this 2x plus root 3 squared plus 1. Let me show you where that's written. 4 divided by 2 is actually just 2. I do get the 1. I see this, and I see the plus 1. All right? So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to integrate it. And how do you integrate it? Term by term. There's 2 terms. We'll do 1 term at a time. The first guy is pretty easy, by the way. What do I mean by that? I'm trying to integrate this. So I'm going to integrate this first term. Relatively simple. What's it going to be? Well, I noticed that the root of the bottom would be 2x minus root 3. So I got a really simple u substitution. It's just going to be, like 1 over u. It's going to be the natural log then. So let's write this down. So you can get root 3 over 2, the natural log. And I want to point out the natural log of this thing over here. This is always positive, by the way, so I don't have to use an absolute value symbol. All right? So you get x squared minus root 3x plus 1 minus, let's do the second guy. I want to do this one over here. And I would recommend u substitution on that. And u would be equal to 2x plus root 3. du would be 2 dx. Well, I would see that immediately, by the way. So really what I'm looking at, a very simple integration, which looks like this over here. And what's that going to be? Arctangent of the u, which is 2x plus root 3. All symbols of integration are removed. Just put the plus c down, and we're done. Again, it's an alternative method. I can't say any one method is better than the other. I think having options is nice, though. And I appreciate, the options that students take, by the way. Thank you.